The 1932 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles witnessed a remarkable display of sportsmanship by a Japanese equestrian named Shunzo Kido. Kido, who wasn't even a regular competitor in endurance races, stepped in to replace an injured teammate for a grueling 22.5-mile race with 50 obstacles. Neither Kido nor his horse was adequately trained for this event. Despite these challenges, Kido managed to lead the race, with a gold medal within his grasp. However, just before the final jump, Kido made an unprecedented decision. He pulled the reins and dropped out of the race. Why did he do this? Some part of him sensed that his horse could not endure the final stretch. Although he could have won, the horse might not have survived the victory. This profound act of empathy is commemorated on the Friendship Bridge along California's Mount Rubidoux Trail. The plaque reads, "Lieutenant Colonel Shunzo Kido turned aside from the prize to save his horse. He heard the low voice of mercy, not the loud acclaim of glory." This act of kindness and sportsmanship underscores the importance of how we treat not only other people, but also animals and the defenseless. Acts of kindness and empathy. Milan Kundera's novel, The Unbearable Lightness of Being, set during the Prague Spring, explores similar themes. The protagonist, Teresa, reflects on the significance of small acts of kindness. She tells her husband that digging a half-buried crow out of the ground is more important than sending petitions to the president. This sentiment emphasizes that while political struggles are important, so are the small, often overlooked acts of kindness. The Jain religion, dating back to the 6th century BC, embodies this principle. Jains avoid making pilgrimages during the rainy season to prevent trampling on new grass, a practice that shows deep respect for all living beings. This respect extends to even the smallest forms of life, highlighting the ripple effect of our actions on the world around us. Historical perspectives on kindness. Mahatma Gandhi, greatly influenced by Jainism, made vegetarianism a core principle, reflecting his broader commitment to non-violence and compassion. Ancient philosophers argued that kindness is greater than justice, as it encompasses our treatment of all living creatures. The Stoics, too, sought to expand the circle of kindness and justice to include animals and other non-human beings. Leonardo da Vinci, known for his brilliant paintings and inventions, was also recognized by friends for his kindness towards animals. He would buy caged birds just to set them free. This compassion mirrors Abraham Lincoln's early empathy for animals. Lincoln was moved to preach against cruelty to animals after witnessing his stepbrother kill a turtle for fun. This early experience shaped his abhorrence of slavery, as he viewed the dehumanizing treatment of slaves with the same moral outrage. Modern reflections on kindness. It's often easier to ignore the suffering of animals or the environmental impact of our choices. Yet considering the lives of billions of other species on this planet is crucial. The story of Coco the gorilla meeting Fred Rogers is a poignant reminder of the capacity for kindness across species. Coco, having watched Mr. Rogers on television for years, greeted him by removing his shoes, a gesture of neighborliness and empathy. This sense of empathy must extend to how we treat the animals we rely on. Historically, humans have often exploited animals without regard for their well-being. Co the Elder's reputation was tarnished by his treatment of farm animals, whom he worked to death. This cruelty, while profitable and legal, was morally reprehensible. It is a stark reminder of the exploitation that has marred human history, such as the division of African coasts by colonial powers based on their exploitable resources. While crude exploitation has not completely disappeared, we must scrutinize the thoughtless, profitable cruelties embedded in our lifestyles and businesses, striving to resolve or mitigate them. For example, the work of Temple Grandin has significantly reduced suffering in slaughterhouses. Meanwhile, animal rights activists challenge millions to reconsider meat consumption. Though their concepts of justice differ, both efforts contribute to a better world. Similarly, Hunters and farmers often have radically different relationships with wildlife compared to environmentalists. Yet, in the best cases, they find common ground in preserving endangered species, protecting the climate, and sustaining the world we share. Just as each person deserves to sit under their fig tree without fear, the majestic wildlife on this planet, which predates us, deserves to survive, thrive, and fulfill its natural roles. This respect should extend to all life forms, not just the majestic or cute species. The fig tree itself deserves protection. The vine needs rich soil, rivers should flow unpolluted, and grass should grow tall enough to bend under its weight. As Marcus Aurelius observed, the whole world is a temple. The Stoics believed nature is divine, and abusing it is sacrilegious. Albert Schweitzer articulated this beautifully, stating that a man is truly ethical when he helps all life within his power and avoids harming any living thing. He argued that life in all its forms is sacred. Schweitzer's reverence for life led him to vegetarianism and to set aside his philosophical work to run medical clinics in Africa. His profound insight, conceived during a boat trip in what is now Gabon, encapsulates our ethical responsibility, a reverence for life. Even amidst our personal and urgent care, we must care about all life forms. This care reflects our character, leaves a legacy for future generations, and may well determine the existence of a future. Coe, indifferent to the animals he owned, was also a ruthless slave owner. This reflects a broader point. The logic that deems some humans less important due to differences in appearance, location, or relation is the same logic that devalues other life forms. This mindset contradicts the principles of justice and corrupts those who hold it. Unkindness, indifference, and cruelty in one area tend to bleed into others. However, this also presents an opportunity. By opening our hearts in one area, we can become more compassionate in others. Philosopher Peter Singer's idea of expanding the circle of moral consideration helps make the world and ourselves better. Embracing this concept means recognizing the interconnectedness of all life and our duty to treat all beings with kindness and respect. The interconnectedness of life and ethical treatment. Coe, indifferent to the animals he owned, was also a ruthless slave owner. This reflects a broader point. The logic that deems some humans less important due to differences in appearance, location, or relation is the same logic that devalues other life forms. This mindset contradicts the principles of justice and corrupts those who hold it. Unkindness, indifference, and cruelty in one area tend to bleed into others. However, this also presents an opportunity. By opening our hearts in one area, we can become more compassionate in others. Philosopher Peter Singer's idea of expanding the circle of moral consideration helps make the world and ourselves better. Embracing this concept means recognizing the interconnectedness of all life and our duty to treat all beings with kindness and respect. Hit the subscribe button to join the YouTube channel Stoic Verse. Like, share, and comment your ideas below for more videos. Stay stoic, stay strong.